much of an idea about. So, I'm sure there are a lot of people like me out there. So for our benefit, can you explain in very, very simple English as to what exactly is peer-to-peer lending?
Yes. So normally when people think about borrowing, they think about borrowing from a bank. But a new innovation in finance came up some years ago where regular people would borrow from regular people.
Okay.
And how did they get to know each other? Through something called a peer-to-peer platform.
Right.
So if you have 100 rupees in your pocket, Vivek, I'm going to take that from you
I
right.
do. In fact, I do. So
Take it from you right now.
yes.
You've just given me a loan. You become a lender in the peer-to-peer system. I've become the borrower.
Right.
Now in India, the platform is regulated by RBI as the P2P NBFC.
Okay.
The P2P NBFCs came up with a certain set of creative solutions to make this whole thing work.
Okay.
So normally when lending and borrowing happens, one fear that people have is, or lenders have, is that what if I need my money tomorrow or next month and the borrower has taken the loan for a year or 6 months? How do I get that money back? So banks make it easy. You break your FD, you pay a small penalty, you get your money back. Peer-to-peer platforms came up with this innovation where they would just transfer your loans from you to somebody else, and they would pay you back your money.
Okay.
The second fear that borrowers or rather lenders have is that what if the borrower defaults? What if you run away with the money? Again, in banks, that is taken care of because banks have a spread between the lending rate and the borrowing rate, and that cushions.
So what is a spread? I mean,
Yeah, so the spread is the difference between the lending rate and the borrowing rate. So if the bank lends at 20% and borrows at 5%, then 15% is the spread. Again, the peer-to-peer platforms came up with the exact same innovation here, where the fee of the platform acted as a spread,
okay.
and absorbed the defaults. So you might have heard of these popular clubs, the Bharat Pay 12% club or the Cred 9% club.
Right.
So 9% and 12% were the rates that investors or lenders were getting. And this was made possible to have these returns but not have any defaults because that spread was there to absorb.
So basically what you are saying here is that if I essentially lent money to someone on a peer-to-peer lending platform, I would be paid 12% interest on my lending, and then that platform would further lend the money at a higher rate.
That's
so let's say at 18%.
Correct.
Right? Okay. And so the spread then becomes 6%, which is quite high.
Yeah.
So it is high because let's say if there is a default, so that high spread takes care